Okay, so this video is in response to an issue I was having in our midterm review tutorial. I'm just going to let the video play to demonstrate the issue.
And I think that should work.
So here I'm trying to basically offset a wall 14
Oh,
foot.
let me just check it
center line
with
to center
a dimension.
and it doesn't work. Now I'm here going to check the dimensions. 14 foot 9.
Nope.
There we go. It did not work. Now I think the error there, I'm just going to demonstrate it working. So I've tried it again and couldn't quite figure out why it worked now and it didn't work then, but I think I have an idea as to why it did not. So 14 foot 2, pick line, punch in the distance. And I think this is a reoccurring error that I was having during our tutorial. I kept trying to sort of click things from far away and snap to things, but if I zoom in, see, notice I have wall center line selected just like in the tutorial where it didn't work. If I zoom in and I hover over the middle, I can actually select that midterm line, and if I go a little bit to the right of it, it's going to offset to the right. If I go a little bit to the left of it, it should offset to the left. You can see that ghosted blue dashed line to the left. Now I'm going to pan to the right. There we go, it's a ghosted blue dashed line. I'm going to click. So now I've offset that wall 14 foot 2 from the center line of this wall. By the way, if I zoom in on this wall, I can also select the center line here. So I think my main error last time was I just was rushing and worried that I was demonstrating the wrong thing, but really what I should have just done is zoomed in and found those center lines and been a bit more accurate, and I think everything would have worked out. But now the final test, let's just check if the dimension actually is 14 foot 2. Center line, see, I didn't want to find that center line, so I had to zoom in. 14 foot 2, center line to center line, and we are in business. So I think that was one of the issues I was having. Another issue I was having, I think, is when I would click this, it would either give me the temporary dimension from the center line of the wall to the center line. In case you want to change that for whatever reason, go to Manage, Additional Settings, Temporary Dimensions, and you can change temporary dimensions measure from walls, center lines, or faces. You got a couple of other options here: center of core, faces of core. You'll figure those out. They're pretty self-explanatory, but you can, if you want to, switch it to faces. Now if I click this, it gives me the dimension from the face of the wall to the face of that wall instead of the center. So I'm just going to go ahead and change that back to center lines. I think those are much more useful for this assignment. And you see if I click this, now that dimension goes right from the center to the center of that. Now the last thing that might have given me trouble is the annotation. And so here, when you click annotate, you can pick where you want things to go. So I can go from wall faces. In this case, let's do one from wall faces, which should be different than 14 foot 2. So wall face to wall face is just that. If I go back to annotate and instead I pick center line, it should give me 14 foot 2. There we go. So I think those are the three issues we were having last time. Hopefully this helps correct it. Please feel free to email me with any other questions you might have. I'll try to respond as quickly as possible.